Alright guys, brand new Yu-Gi-Oh cards. We have a new Link 6 boss monster coming out into the game and a lot of other stuff coming out in Cyberstorm Access. So this is, I think, our first look at this brand new set. So starting right off, let's check out the brand new Firewall Defensor. So it's a level 4 Dark Cybers effect monster, 1200 attack, 1500 defense points, and it says you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. The first part is, if this card is sent to the graveyard as link material for a Cybers monster, you can special summon one Firewall monster from your deck, except for Firewall Defensor. You cannot special summon monsters the turn you activate this effect, except for Cybers monsters. The second part is, if a Firewall monster you control will be destroyed by a card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. Wow. That's actually a pretty decent card, just being able to, any Cybers monsters, being able to just re-go for another combo here. Quite nice. Next up we have Firewall Phantom. It's a brand new level 5 Dark Cybers effect monster with 2000 attack and 1300 defense points. Its effect reads, you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. The first part is, if this card is sent to the graveyard as link material for a Cybers monster, you could add a Signet spell / trap from your deck to your hand, then discard one card. The second part is, you can banish this card from your graveyard during the end phase of this turn, shuffle one Cybers monster from your graveyard into the deck. Pretty decent card as well, adding any Signet. I'm gonna actually have to check this out, because the reason why I actually had YuGiOh Pro opened up was actually because I was wondering like what other like Link 6s existed. There's only one at the moment. But, I mean, you can go for Signet mining. That lets you search out pretty much whatever you want to go for. There's a decent amount of targets. Kodak is actually really good as well. But that's looking pretty solid right now for any, like, Firewall variant decks. Or any just Cybers deck. Really good stuff. Next up, though, we have Cybers Sage. So it's a level 1 Dark Cybers Ritual Tuner effect monster. Now, I gotta double check. Was this, like, only from the extra deck? Okay, you can special summon monsters, any monsters except for Cybers monsters. Okay, I had to double check on that effect. Anyways, so Cybers Sage level 1 Dark Cybers Ritual Tuner effect monster. So 0 attack, 0 defense. You can ritual summon this card with Signet Ritual. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. The first part of the effect is, during your main phase, you get to fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials mentioned on it from your field and or in the graveyard, including a Cybers monster. This card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material. You can target one Cybers monster or one ritual spell in your graveyard and add it back to your hand. I think most people would probably rather add the Cybers monster, considering you probably already got out the card anyways, but still, maybe you can go for double rituals. Next up, though, we have Cybers Disabworm. Okay, very interesting name. So it's a level 6 Dark Cybers Fusion effect monster. It's got 2300 attack and 1500 defense points. Its summon requirements are 1 Cybers Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, Exceed, or Link monster, plus 1 Cybers monster. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. The first part says, during your main phase, you can special summon 1 Cybers monster from your hand. Then you can make this card's level become that monster's. Second part is, when your opponent activates a spell / trap card effect or effect and you control a Link 4 or higher Cybers monster, as a quick effect, you can banish this card from your field or your graveyard to negate the activation. Now, what's interesting with this is just being able to banish this from the graveyard to negate an activation. Then you can like run, let's say DDR. But the problem is the second effect is only the card's name each once per turn. I was gonna say, if you can like make 3 of these and then keep on recycling, that would be pretty cool. But nonetheless, I mean, it does open up the doors for like, let's say like Gale Dogra, but you do technically have to control a Link for a higher Cybers monster, so it's kind of limiting on like a Gale Dogra cheese, throw it into the extra deck, into the graveyard, right? So I don't know, but nonetheless, just being able to banish from the graveyard to negate the like effects, that's pretty good. Next up, okay, here's the ultimate new boss Cybers monsters. This is YuGiOh Singularity, which is a Link 6 Dark Cybers Link effect monster, 3500 attack. Its Link zones are going to be all of the top, so top left, top right, middle right, or top left, middle right, and then left, right, and then also on the bottom. So its materials are 3+ effect monsters, and it says you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. Okay, this has got to be good, right? Because it requires, remember, this is 6 monsters. First part, as a quick effect, you can target cards your opponent controls and or in their graveyard up to the number of different types of monsters, ritual, fusion, synchro, exceeds you control and in your graveyard. Return them to the hand. If you do, this card gains 500 attack for each card return. So you're looking at, they really want you to just OTK with this card. The second part is if a monster this card points to is destroyed by battle or sent to the graveyard, you can target one Cyber's monster graveyard and special summon it. Okay, so I think the whole goal is basically to, and what's nice with this is special summons it in attack position. So theoretically, you make this card, you gain a huge amount of attack, you attack over one of your opponent's things, and then you just get to target one card in the graveyard, then maybe just go for game. I mean, it's got 3,500, and I mean, if you're bouncing back like 5 cards, I think you've already won the game already. It doesn't really have any negates. Is it kind of bad? I mean, it definitely can OTK. Do you really need any like, you know, negates for the next turn? I don't really think so, because if you make this card, it's probably going to be game. I mean, it's a Link 6. There's only one Link 6 that exists, with the exception of this card. This card isn't out on YuGiOh Pro yet, because I just checked. Anyways, Prototect Code Talker is a brand new Link 3 Dark Cyber's Link Effect monster, 2,300 attack, and its Link zones are going to be in the top, left, right, and its materials are 2 effect monster. Here's the artwork on it, 2,300 attack, and it says you can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. So the first part says your opponent cannot target Link 4 or higher Link monster you control with card effects. Also, they can't be destroyed by battle. The second part is, if you control a Firewall Link monster, as a quick effect, you can banish any number of Link monsters from your graveyard whose total Links rating exactly equal 3 to special summon this card from your graveyard, but banish it when it leaves the field. Okay, that could be very interesting, because I was going to say, are you going to really make a Link 4 or higher, then go for this card so you can protect the card, but because you can instantly just banish the little stepping stones to go for it, I think this could be a card that some people maybe combo out with the other, you know, Firewall. But Firewall is basically, you know, Singularity basically makes it GG anyways. Next up, though, we have Signet Rollback. So, brand new quick play spell card that says you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. Here's the artwork on it. It looks like it's got Code Talker. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. The first part is target one of your banished Cyber's monsters and special summon it. Well, that's actually pretty good considering the other card banishes itself to actually negate. Then you can special summon it. Then it goes back to the graveyard. Then you get another negate. I like this card. This card's awesome. Second part is during your main phase, if you have 2,000 life points or less, you could banish this card from your graveyard, then target 2 of your banished Cyber's monsters and add them to your hand. Wow. That is really good, being able to add double. I like that. I mean, you do have to have 2,000 life points or less. I don't know if Cybers, is there a lot of like pay life points to do certain things, or is this just kind of like an extra on top of, you know, it's just like icing on the cake, just another bonus effect. Next up, we have the Cybernet Circuit, or Cybernet Circuit, which is a normal trap card that says you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. The first part is to target one Firewall Link monster you control to special summon any number of monsters from your graveyard to either field so they are linked to it. The second part is, if you have 2,000 life points or less, you can banish this card from your graveyard, return one Firewall Link monster from your graveyard to the extract, then you can special summon it from your extract. What? That is pretty crazy. I mean, once it goes away, you're bringing the card back. That could be pretty insane. But I don't. Again, it's one of those like, it's probably from like the anime. He gets really low life points and he activates and it comes back. Thinking about like just giving your opponent a bunch of monsters, because like look at all of the zones at this point, so you can give your opponent like 3 monsters. Now maybe you can combo with it with that other card, but it doesn't really matter because you're just getting rid of the cards anyways at the end of the day. But cool stuff nonetheless. Let me know your thoughts on any of the new Yu-Gi-Oh cards coming out in the brand new Cyberstorm access. But thanks for tuning in. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like on it if you're new here, and if you don't want to miss out on the new cards that we cover, make sure you guys subscribe and turn on the bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.